All right, my friends, welcome back to the channel. Your favorite angling buddy is here, and today we're diving deep into the fishing forecast for a truly special day. Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. I'm telling you, this isn't just any ordinary Tuesday. It's shaping up to be a day when the fish across the United States might just be throwing themselves onto your hooks. Get ready, because what you're about to learn could make this one of your most memorable trips of the year. We've got cooling waters, aggressive feeding, and some prime conditions setting the stage for an autumn fishing frenzy. Let's talk tactics, because knowing where and how to cast can make all the difference. First up, largemouth and smallmouth bass. As autumn settles in, bass are feeling that urge to fatten up for winter. You'll want to target shallower structures like weed edges, points, and drop-offs. In many regions, water temperatures are hovering in the 60 to 75 degree Fahrenheit range, which really activates these green and brown machines. My little trick for bass this time of year is to start with topwater baits in the early morning or late evening, especially near shoreline grass. Then switch to crankbaits or jigs in 5 to 12 feet of water around brush piles as the sun climbs. Think natural shad or crawfish patterns. For a more subtle approach, a Texas-rigged soft plastic worked slowly around submerged timber can be deadly. Next, for our saltwater enthusiasts, let's talk striped bass and bluefish. September is prime time for their coastal migrations, especially in the northeast and mid-Atlantic. They're actively chasing baitfish like peanut bunker and anchovies. Look for them in areas with strong tidal currents, near drop-offs, points, and river mouths. You might even spot explosive feeding frenzies on the surface. For stripers, live eels or large soft plastics have been getting the job done, particularly in shallow water. For bluefish, jumbo blues are jumping on jigs as soon as they hit the water. Try trolling with plugs or casting metal jigs into those schooling bait balls. Remember, where the bait goes, the predators follow. And for those chasing cold water beauties, trout are also a fantastic target. In places like Montana's rivers, the cooler nights are bringing water temperatures down to optimal levels, sparking consistent feeding. Focus on rivers and high-elevation lakes. Early in the month, you might still find them rising to terrestrial insects like hoppers, but by late September, beetis and blue-winged olives become key. For fly anglers, nymphing or throwing streamers in olive, natural or tan patterns can be incredibly effective, especially for predatory browns on the prowl. If you're spin fishing, small spinners or spoons can entice a bite in clear, flowing water. Now let's get into the why behind the bite, starting with our conditions. Weather. Generally, we're looking at a delightful shift from summer's heat. Expect cool mornings, mild afternoons, and generally calmer winds across much of the United States. While some coastal areas, especially in the mid-Atlantic, can still see unpredictable alphabet storms, many regions, like the Maryland Bay waters, are forecast to have warm and sunny conditions with relative stability leading up to this Tuesday. This stable weather, combined with gradually falling atmospheric pressure after a front, often triggers aggressive feeding. Fish are more comfortable and willing to move and hunt when conditions are consistent and not too extreme. Water temperature. This is key, my friends. Water temperatures are slowly but steadily cooling across the country. In many areas, surface temps are in the mid-60s to mid-70s Fahrenheit, which is a perfect temperature range that pushes many species, especially bass, towards shallower structures. Cooler water means more oxygen, and fish become more active and less lethargic than during the peak of summer. For trout, waters in the 55 to 65 degree Fahrenheit range are ideal, enhancing their feeding activity. Moon phase. For September 23rd, 2025, we have a waxing crescent. Moon. It's only about 1 to 2 days old and less than 6% illuminated. Now, some old-school anglers might tell you a new moon phase or the days immediately following can be a bit slower. However, with the moon rising in the morning and setting in the evening, becoming visible towards the southwest after sunset, we might see a decent bite around twilight hours as fish use the dim light to hunt. Many experienced anglers, myself included, believe the overall seasonal shift and feeding instinct can often outweigh the moon's influence, especially when other conditions are favorable. General fish activity. This is where it gets exciting. Across the United States, fish are in a strong fall transition. They're sensing the change of seasons, the shorter days and the cooler nights, and they're responding by feeding aggressively. This pre-winter feeding frenzy is common for a vast array of species. Many inshore species are undertaking significant migrations, and pelagic fish are on the move. This means more targets of opportunity and often bigger fish that are less finicky. Considering all these factors, the generally mild weather, cooling water temperatures, and the strong seasonal feeding drive, my clear assessment for fishing on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, is excellent. The fish are actively feeding and migrating, making them more predictable and aggressive. This is a prime opportunity, my friends, to hit the water and experience some truly phenomenal fall fishing. So there you have it, fellow anglers. My forecast for September 23rd, 2025. I'm wishing you all tight lines and screaming reels. Remember, get out there, enjoy nature, and make some memories. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more tips and predictions, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to fall baits and what species are you hoping to catch this autumn? I love hearing your stories.